there are other parts that are like frightening for me, like putting my feet into water and it concerns love.
I know if you yeah, she took him.
Exactly.
No, like
Not yeah, for me, I'm just like, you're a sheep in wolf's clothing or a wolf in sheep's clothing. I don't know which is, but you stay there. Stay here. Hello, everyone. You're welcome to the Vivid Experience podcast, and we have a surprise guest here today. I don't know if it's much of a surprise anymore, given that you already see her. Maybe we should have kept her behind the glass.
yeah, and then I'll just like
Sit.
into the show. I'm like, I'm here, guys.
Right. So my name is Sophie, and
I'm Nimat, always.
our surprise guest here is our very good friend / slay mama / gym muscle mama /
Dream rat.
all-time awesome person, Tolu.
Hi.
And we're going to be taking you on.
Oh, thanks, man.
I feel like I haven't seen you in years.
Like, exactly, like the traffic and
Right.
everything.
The traffic.
Saying don't see your friend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I missed you, bro.
I missed you. And you look gorgeous.
You do.
Yeah, thanks, darling. I feel so good to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
So today's
Welcome.
topic is something that I think we're all familiar. I said it's familiar. It's fear. And I'm not talking about it in the get over your fears immediately, because I do think that, and I
This topic.
just say the topic at this point, because I was about to go on a tangent.
The topic for today is fear and straying away from what's familiar, right? That's our topic, right? I get that part.
Topic.
Okay, amen. Now we can go on the tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not
I should try, like,
supposed to go. Yeah, please.
like,
Yeah, I'm always rant ready, actually.
okay.
I think that's all my gifts.
Well, let me start with the question. So let me honor our guest here.
Yeah, just behavior.
Yeah, best behavior.
Yeah.
What does fear mean to you? Or what is fear to you?
Being scared, shitless. Yeah, like I feel like a lot of us, like, we have fear of like so many things. We're always scared. I mean, even from when we were younger, we're scared of what? Mosquitoes, we're scared of cockroaches, we're scared of this, and then of course as we go older, our fears evolved as
I'm scared
well.
of chickens.
I mean,
I don't like them. You know,
I can kill them.
make them fast.
Killing a chicken, that is something. Yeah, it is.
I'm not killing a chicken. I'll eat it,
I'll
but
eat chicken.
that's
I see children carry chickens on social media, and I'm like, Hercules.
Those little soldiers, guys. No, it can't be me. But yeah, basically, like, fear, of course, our fears change as we get older. We're scared of a lot of things. We're scared of, even down to our workplace, like what we do at work. Oh, we're scared of, if we do this, will it come out well? Will it be this? So yeah, I mean, fear is like all around us. Yeah,
Like fear of an email.
fear of
Like fear of sending or receiving an email.
oh, yes.
I hear dum.
You read it like 5 times.
Sound. Yeah.
Who is that? Why I need my
It's on godly hour. But yeah, it's so nice to hear what fear means for you. And to be much, what does fear mean?
I think fear is living. I'm gonna explain because I'll be going on some shit like that.
Yeah, she is so artsy. The Burns be chicken.
I think to live is to be afraid constantly, but you sort of have this love-hate relationship with it, right? Like I've just gotten to the point where I know that I would always be terrified of pretty much everything. I am aware, especially given my temperament. Yeah, I know that. My first response is no, because I don't want to do it. I'm afraid of everything. But that's where the love part comes to. I'm now going to the point where I see fear as that's how we can step more in my mind. That is always there, this and that, but I make peace with it. So I think fear for me is living constantly and doing anything, whether something as simple as sending an email or receiving an email or talking about something that's difficult or making a call or even talking to someone that has done you wrong in some way, like fear is in every single thing for me. And that's okay. That's a very active response, I know. I get it.
Okay.
What is fear mean to you?
Fear for me is really it's an emotion that I cannot describe when I'm in it. I know that the only way I typically recognize, oh, this is fear, is I don't have a plan. It's like there's a mental block. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand this. That's fear. But it took a while for me to get there, right? And I think that's why procrastination, or the art of it, I always used to think I don't procrastinate. But I do. Very much so. I just deviate, right? And then that says is procrastinating. And it's really because I'm always thinking if I don't have a plan, what's the point of doing it? But sometimes doing it is actually what frames out the plan. That's the framework for it. So that's what fear means to me. And it really had to start with recognizing what fear is. And I remember while growing up, I would, especially when I was way younger, because I'll never say I'm old.
Admit it.
Yeah, I think my mom understood it before I did, thankfully. And then she would make us sing this song. God hasn't given me the spirit of fear. He has given unto me the spirit of power, the spirit of love, and the sound mind.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you. And that part makes sense because when you are in fear of something, you don't have a sound mind. And you're not thinking that love will carry you through, as you have said, right? And fear is so debilitating. So I guess my next question is like, how do you deal with fear?
Very interesting question. Thank you for that question. But basically, fear for me, there's this statement like people always like, do you scared? Which like ties back to what you said, right? Which is just when you're scared or when you feel like you have like this insane fear and you're like, oh my God, what's going to be the outcome? Because I feel like fear stems from the fact that we don't know what the outcome of something is, the unknown. Literally, oh, how will this person react if I send this email, if I place this call, if I make this statement? Do you get, or what would be the outcome of this if I make this move? That's where the fear is like, oh, like holding us back and stuff. Well, mine, to be honest, now these days, I'm more of just do it scared.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like usually if I'm scared to do something, I'll do it and I'll just close my laptop immediately. I'm like, I don't want to know what happens next. Not yet. You get, because then in my head I'm like, okay, at least I did it. I did it scared. I had the fear in me, but I went ahead and did it. But I don't want to see the response yet. Because of course, again, I still have the fear of it, right? But at the end of the day, I've done it. So the goal at the end of the day is to make that move, right? Regardless of how you feel about it. To me, that's how I get over my fear. At least I try to, because it's not everything that is to go ahead and to become strong.
No, I get you. Sometimes you're just like, I'm not doing it. Of course, like there's some things you don't need to be a hero about. Like in the things that matter. Like I'm very glad that you told us how you definitely get over fear. I guess my next question before Nima comes in is, how do you stray from what's familiar? Because sometimes what's familiar is for you to stay afraid and do nothing. Okay, I'm afraid of those Twitter people getting at me. Might as well not do anything. Might as well not post. I'm afraid of, not getting that job. So why will I bother applying? And I don't know if you guys have seen this, because there's been some research going on lately that, most men, at least a great percentage, about 60%, will apply for jobs that they don't 100% qualify for. But women have a smaller ratio.
They don't even qualify for 50 and they still apply.
Do you understand? And then, at least for me personally, sometimes I'm like, I know I have like 5 years, but maybe they said 5 to 10. So maybe 5 years. Just get it out of that. Like, how do you stray away from what's familiar?
Serious question.
I was saying everything deep to
Deep questions.
It's like, I need my moment.
I'm going straight from the unfamiliar. First of all, I feel like the things that have helped me personally is the people around me. Right. Of course, which includes you wonderful people. Right. But yeah, that's it's something that of course like I'm not used to.
Yeah.
But, like I'm not like, oh, what does this look like? First of all, is I try to see, has anyone tried doing it the way I want to do it as well? Because I've not tried it for myself, so I really don't know. Of course, I'm scared of it. I'm scared of the outcome. I'm like, I don't know what this looks like. But if there are like one or two people who have been there, I'm never afraid to ask for people's opinions about stuff. Oh, have you tried this? Have you checked this out? I won't go to a restaurant. I've not had their pasta before. Oh, have you had the pasta before? What does it taste like? Should I do this or not? Do you understand? So all those things that are pretty new, right? One of the things that have always helped is looking at the people around me, right? Thank God for the digital world and how we can people drop their opinions everywhere. Oh, has someone tried this? Has someone tried that? It gives me a sense of okay, I'm not alone in this
Community.
Exactly. Like I'm not figuring this thing. I know I'm going to do it myself. The action is still going to be done by me and me alone.
Right.
But if someone has done it, the action is still going. Okay,
I got this.
exactly. Like there's hope. There's hope in there's light, small light at the end of the tunnel, guys. So we can push, we can keep going. But yeah, that's at least for me. That's how that's always worked.
That's beautifully
It
said.
is, actually.
Nimat, what do you think?
So this is probably gonna sound egotistical, but I think the world is my canvas. And like that's how I translate. Like obviously I'm afraid. Like I said, I'm afraid a lot of the time. So people don't always see that. As only people that are closest to me know how every small thing is like, yeah, I thought you can't knock something.
Yeah.
That means something.
What's going on?
Yes. But I also know deep down that the world is my canvas. I get to create, not like Adam and Eve style, but I get to create everything that I want, right? Especially as an adult. And when I was a child, obviously, like lots of things were not in my control. Even now, lots of things are not in my control, but I have a lot of agency. So I'm learning to, one of the ways that I try, and when anything scares me is, it's me, right? I'm going to do it, right? All right, you do it. And also, my favorite quote is Amor Fati, and I think it was coined by Nietzsche, love of faith, right? So I tell myself, whatever the outcome is, I shall be here. I will remain. Would I like it? Possibly not. Will I fall apart? Possibly yes, but yeah. Like, I don't. Yeah, so I will come and say, yeah, I will try this thing. Like, should I do? Like you guys were saying, you said like I listen to advice. But I do it as well.
You never said this.
Yeah. I want to
Yeah.
I say, I hear you.
I hear you.
I hear you.
And you'll be like,
Yeah, so
so I don't know. You guys, you know me.
but it's because I'm very certain of my own agency.
Yeah.
That and that my community too. So there are two things that actually help me to try anything is my community. I have that this love of both of you and people around me that they're dear to my soul. And I know that through fire, through storm, except for unnecessary bad behavior, those support me. Now, and then emphasize unnecessary.
Because honestly, some bad behavior is quite necessary.
Bad behavior. Yeah. Some people need to pop up sometimes.
Yes. See.
My community keeps me grounded. And because both of you are like so different and you have different point of view, when I come to you, like I said, I actually
I
listen.
don't know if we have different points of view when it comes to you. It's just
Exactly. From the same place.
I know I want nice. I go to Sophie. I do. I love the one I'll give it to you. Like, no, it's just a therapist. And she's like, yeah, well, okay. To me, yeah. But I do my agency in myself, my ability to create out of anything that happens, and I can make anything work eventually. The process, I don't know. I'm not sure. But eventually, I trust that I don't have too much expectations in outcomes because anything can happen. Literally, I just anything. I can't even imagine the best that could happen, or even possibly the worst that could happen too. So that was my business. My job is to do, experience the doing, and then have my community support me and keep me in check.
Yeah.
So I won't like pop off the wrong way.
So can I say that I feel like a lot of us, especially as we get older, I don't think we realize like the strength that we have, because there are actually quite a lot of things that, like, usually what I tell people is, oh, been there, done that, right? Been there, done that means that is it that pain or that thing that you feel like, oh, this might possibly give you, like, you've had that pain before. Do you get? It's not something new. Yeah, for maybe people who are maybe much younger, right? And gosh, I sound old, but people that much younger.
You don't know my stance on this topic.
But basically, right, the more you go through life, the more you go through experiences, it sort of like shapes you to help, like, with the fear, right? Of course, there are certain things that, like, I tell people, okay, maybe you're scared of your bank account going to zero. If you've been at zero for sure, then you know that, don't worry, you'll bounce back. Like, you'll be all right. You get, like, things will actually get there.
Yeah.
So that fear, as we get older or as things go on, there are certain fears that we have that start to become easier to change the word. Oh yeah, or manage. Do you
I
get
get
that
you.
kind of
I
thing?
completely get you.
Sorry.
I like this quote from Marie Curie. You can say astrophysics. So I like to. She and her husband Pierre Curie, they discovered radioactive elements, and she was a brilliant scientist and won a Nobel Prize. And she said nothing is to be feared but to be understood, so we should understand more so we can fear less, right?
Yeah.
And I've come to find out that with a lot of understanding comes perceived failure. Because how do you know that this is not working? You have to try it and then fail.
Yeah.
But so I think how I've been able to work through it is try to decentralize what failure means, in the sense that it draws me back and makes me feel low. As a firstborn child, failure was a big deal. Because they put so much pressure on you. You feel, okay, younger sister thing. The society thing.
Your siblings are looking up to you.
So failure, the fear of failure was so debilitating, right? And now I tell myself, I think I started it fairly recently, a couple of years ago. It's like failure should start to feel like a familiar thing so that fear can quench. Like the first time you learn to swim, you probably drown. It's like you have to drink a lot of water. And you're like, oh, actually,
Like the rite of passage.
you understand the water, right? So that is how I have been trying to deal with it. Now there are areas of my life, as you were saying, that are way easier to be less afraid of than some, right?
Of course,
Like
yeah.
y'all know me. I am not afraid of the dark. I'm not afraid of adventure. I'm not afraid of adventure.
And then people moving you from
Okay, it's okay. It's fine now. Arrive safely, yes or no? That's the question. I'm going there.
It's actually no, I'm not tempted. No, like, I don't know what's behind this.
This was just because we were also shocked, like
We don't where.
they were like, what's going on?
We all went out onto the end of our seat.
And guy, I was on Google Maps drugs.
it's just the I was like, how's your family? I was oh my god. I know this thing.
Taking two, please, guys. Let's not.
Anyway, but then there are other parts that are like frightening for me, like putting my feet into water and it concerns love.
Now she talking.
Exactly.
Not
It's like, you're a sheep in wolf's clothing or a wolf in sheep's clothing. Cheers. You still there?
It's must test.
It must say that. It's must say.
And like, just bring the orange. But my point is, I think now I'd like you guys to also admit it. Like, have you seen growth from me in that part? Because I think in personally that's where I'm most afraid and where I tend to be like not making logical decisions as I would like.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
So can I go? I'm so excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Before I go into that, I actually want to say that to answer the previous question, nothing is new. Like nothing that's happening in this world is new. Like someone somewhere in 16th century has been in my position. Well, maybe
God,
on the internet.
Said the guy in 16th century that died from cancer. It's like, sorry, the logical part of it.
Stop it. You know what I'm trying to say. But oh my god, my point is really life is repetitive experiences, not the way we live. Experiences are repetitive. The pain, loss, sadness, these things they've been existing since like forever.
Yeah.
As I remind myself, because sometimes our ego allows us to feel like, wow, the only one's going through this. Nah, baby girl, it's not only you. Sometimes maybe not in the exact same way, but there's certain familiarities in people's stories around the world. It's why we can connect.
Absolutely.
Actually, so sometimes when I'm afraid, I'm like, yeah, but somebody has been like somebody has had my exact situation. Someone they did well. So if they can do well, then maybe
I
I think it's even more like whether they did well or they didn't do well. It's more like they did it.
something. They did something.
They did it. Like they made the move. So if they can
Yeah.
make the move, I can make the
Make
move
love
as well.
too.
Do you get? It might not even turn out as like even if it turn out positive for them, it might not turn out positive
for
for me.
me,
It might
but-
turn, if it turn out negative for them, it might turn out positive for me. But the point is, we shall have like moved in it.
Try. It's in a try.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
in trying.
It's in
exactly,
trying.
in trying.
So to answer your question, I do see growth, a lot of it. And I also think as your friend, it is one of the honors in my life that you get to share
Oh,
the intimacies of how you're feeling. And yes, I'm the mushy one. People should rest.
Yeah.
It's just last. But
fight for you.
but the thing is, it's one of the absolute honors of my life to be able to be in your community, to see how you've navigated that murky water, right?
Awesome.
And
I'm gonna cry now. Like I'm like holding back tears.
but I see growth. I remember when I first met you and how your mind was, especially in relation to love, and how you've dipped your feet, you've tried, you've learned, you've also grown out of it. You've seen like what boundaries you like, what you're so certain now, certain things that you fuck with and don't fuck with.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that's growth.
And it's also certain sometimes. I'm like,
Yes.
not moving.
Yeah,
I feel like you understand yourself much better.
yeah.
I think at the end of the day is the goal, right? I mean,
Right.
at the end of the day, like, you know, when we're watching like the show and everything, I said, oh, the reason why people should watch it is because so you understand yourself better. So, you know, when you meet someone, right, in the areas of like love, you know, oh, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, this is what I want to do, or this is what I want to
But we don't
do,
like
this is what-
money. So sorry.
Very valid, my dearie, please.
Quite nice.
Like
Money
maybe I'm
has to have.
repeating itself. Money, please, I love money. Please, I don't want to.
Money loves me too.
Money loves me too.
Money's obsessed with me. Like I know how. You know, sometimes someone else sees podcast and I'm like, this is how Nigerian girls think.
You should
Just always right.
no problem. I'm arguing with you. Excuse me, no.
I ain't gonna argue with you about
Very correct.
You're right.
What you said true.
True.
Yeah.
100%.
So, well, I think my question will be, what advice would you give people that I don't want to say younger, but they're learning, especially giving background, because we all have really different backgrounds. We all have different upbringings.
Mhm.
But one of the ways that our friendship work is because we accept that, and individually we've done some work to accept who we are. So what would you say to someone who's still coming into that and doesn't also have the privilege of community like we have? How?
We especially without the community part.
And not even knowing themselves safe. So they're just like in trenches here, guys.
It's not easy, and to be honest, when you're at that stage where you've not really found like yourself, you've not found your people, you're still sort of like wading through the waters by yourself and trying to figure out whether you should go left or you should go right, and drowning some days. It's not easy. What I would say is, I think, remember what you want for yourself, because that sometimes will keep you centered. It will keep you grounded. Do you get? Remember why you're doing this in the first place, and not like why you're doing that particular thing, but like the long term, right? Oh, why do I want to send? See, this is why I'm a 9 to 5, because I keep saying email. When you want to send an email, right? Why am I sending this? It's because of something else. Do you get? Like, there's a bigger goal in mind. You want to be able to be at a bachelor boardroom in 10 years. Do you get? That email contributes to it. Do you get what I mean? That communication contributes to it. And even down to people as well. So remember why, like, you want to do this. Remember why you're even going through these whole motions. And then understand again that you're not alone. Right? It might feel like you're alone in that moment, but trust me, like a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people have been through it. You might not even know them yet. You've not found your community. You don't know what to do. But what will keep you grounded is just remembering, the long term, like, why am I doing this? Do you get that? And it doesn't have to be anything serious. I feel like when we say long term, people always think like, we need to have like all our ducks in a row, or these are all the things that we are planning. It can just be one thing, right? It can just be one thing that is keeping you centered, like keeping like, okay, you know what, that thing, I want it. And it doesn't have to be I want to be able to eat that. What's the best place you want to eat that?
Bahrain, the country.
Then yeah. But you think of that, right? And you're like, I want to eat at Bahrain. Do you get in, I don't know, whenever you don't have to put a timeline to it, but because you want to do that, there's something that you do now that if you're scared to do them, like you're like, okay, I want that thing, right? Okay, great. This is where I used to get there, right? Okay, so I have to do this thing regardless because I want to get to that point. So like, why not? Why not try, like, do it scared, right? That statement is very, and it applies to everything, including even at the gym as well. Like, when it's pain, you're in pain. When you're working out, you're in pain, but you're doing it. Do you get? So do it scared, like, do it even with the pain, with the fear, with everything that you have, and they know that, okay, well, you did the best, right? And you did what you could.
Yeah. So
Shout out to the muscle cramp I had this morning.
So I think mine is be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Please be. And I say this even to my own self right now. Be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you need to give yourself grace. I think it's easy to give other people grace and be like, oh, Savannah is a good man. Sorry. But you need to be kind. You need to pour kindness into yourself. Because sometimes you don't actually know that you're actually living in some of your dreams. I remember earlier in the year when I set my goal, and I hit that actually. I didn't know. I didn't see it as a win. I saw it as, me dealing with this thing. But I went back I have a spreadsheet. I went back to my spreadsheet and I was like, I actually did that. I don't know sometimes that I'm living in the dreams that I want. And sometimes it might actually be like that. That's why you need the kindness, because the kindness would, when you want to say, I fucked up, I'm a piece of shit, and all of those, I'm a failure, the kindness helps you remember, no, baby, you've done something.
Exactly.
You woke up today, you typed one letter today, you didn't cry. Yes, I don't know how I said it. But this is, today, for the first time, you didn't cry so much. You need to be kind to yourself.
Like, you cried 12 hours yesterday, but like
Today was like
10 today.
Oh,
Progress, guys.
Progress.
Yeah. Hey,
A win is a win.
A win is a win. That's it. So what about you, Sophie?
I was taking the time to think. For me, it is taking score each day as it comes, right? Y'all know that I have projections, and then I'm like telling you, it's day 2 or it's day 5. I think taking score frequently as to where I was last month or 2 months ago or whatever timeline it is versus how I feel or where I am constructively right now, it helps me overcome the fear. It's like, last month I didn't even know what this app is. I did not know what Canva was. And this month I have 2 posts, using Canva. I think that those are ways I gradually wean myself off of the fear. kindness I am working on. I am struggling, and it's not something I hope that, it gets better and better and better. I think it's significantly much better than it was a couple of years ago, a couple of months ago, maybe last week. But I know that there's still a struggle because when I speak to my community, they're like, that wasn't that bad.
And you were thinking, oh my gosh, like this again.
So that's that part. That's my answer.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I think that kindness thing, a lot of people forget. Not forget. I feel like, and this is my own opinion, and I think I don't know if a lot of people even understand what it means to be kind. Talk less of now being kind to themselves. And I feel like that's where a lot of people struggle. Like they don't even know what kindness even looks like. Do you get? Yeah, they know, of course. You can. I mean, we grew up with everybody saying, no, you have to be kind to this person. You have to care about this person. You have to do this, but they don't know how to put those words into action.
Kindness is not a performance.
Exactly. Like they don't know, okay, if something should happen, how am I kind to myself? How do I go about this to ensure that I'm kind to myself? A lot of people don't even understand that. Do you get? Like, and that's where I feel like a lot of people just need to learn. Because when you understand, oh, this is how I can be kind to myself, then it's easier for you to be able to use them when it's time, when you really need it. When something happens and then maybe you fail or something, and you're like, oh, okay, what should I make? Do I need to take a nap first, then wake up and then think about everything?
Yeah, I remember in uni, I used to say this thing, I'll sleep on it.
Yeah.
I'm literally going to sleep.
Sleep.
And I see how I feel about it when I wake up.
Yeah.
I do have like so on you.
It's already on you.
It's okay.
I have a clear mind, right? Yeah.
Follow
Gym. Yeah. Did you go afterwards? You're like, tell me the sun is so shiny.
I'm gonna start my day. Hold on, I've not been to the gym today. Let me go to the gym first, then we'll talk about this.
Yeah, so
You guys said the gym. Oh my gosh. I love that. I love
tell you all the things I want to say that will make you pop up before you come from the gym. Like I'm very strategic.
Yeah.
Like she's
I
back
have to
now.
learn that.
So like
So you prefer telling me stuff before the gym or after the gym?
after.
After the gym, right?
Yes.
Because before the gym, I'm like cranky, like what's happening here?
Yeah,
I'm just like,
he was like, sweetie, tell me. Like,
talk to me. Tolu is here now. I know it is.
Yeah, I just want you to know that I'll never manipulate you like that. Anyway, I think that's everything that we have for y'all today. First of all, we love you so much. Thank you.
Bye everyone. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with us throughout this episode. Please follow our Instagram page at the Vivid Experience Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be dropping videos consistently. Like and comment and share. And thank you so much.
Bye.